According to the Reserve Bank of India's most recent report, extreme heat and humidity might have a negative impact on work hours and threaten up to 4.5% of India's GDP by 2030. In talks about it, the repercussions of climate change on the physical world frequently take central stage. But what about its effects on the economy? So in today's story, let's dig deeper into this. Hello, this is Hani Sharma and you're watching OTT India. By 2030, it is predicted that 8 crore jobs will be lost globally due to heat stress, with around 3.4 crores of those jobs coming from India. Changes in demand patterns and negative effect on the economy's supply potential are two ways that climate change may affect the economy. Events related to climate change are frequently described as unfavorable supply shocks that have a negative impact on the economy's potential growth by raising prices and reducing overall economic output. What climate change are we referring to? Since records have been kept in 1901, February 2023 in India was the warmest on record. A large portion of the nation saw hailstorms and torrential out-of-season rain in March, raising fears that growing crops might sustain significant damage. According to India's Centre for Science and Environment, the nation suffered extreme weather events on 314 of 365 days in 2022, resulting in the deaths of over 69,899 animals, 1.96 million hectares of cropland, and 326 human deaths. So let's examine the impact in many areas to better grasp this. First, industries may face high operational cost. The industrial sector can experience high operational cost and lower profitability. High cost may result from the implementation of new climate-friendly regulations, decreased use of outdated inventory, and investment diversion to greener infrastructure. The economic loss may also increase as a result of the relocation of industrial procedures and activities caused by climatic losses. Greater vulnerability of the primary sector to climate change. Low agriculture yields can result from a climate change, which can seriously disrupt crop cycles. The main source of income in India and a major economic contributor is agriculture and related industries. Low yields have a negative impact on rural economies and can increase inflation in cities as well. Around 35 million people in India could be at risk of yearly coastal flooding by the middle of the present century and 45 to 50 million by the end of this decade. Additionally, the lack of groundwater and the rising sea level would have a serious negative effects on the agriculture and fishing industries. According to the literature, the majority of India has been suffering from the negative effects of a temperature on living standards, with the households most affected being mostly dependent on the agriculture sector for their livelihood. Now this is a serious one. Rising temperatures are causing a productivity loss and health issues. By 2030, India may be responsible for 34 million of the 80 million predicted employment losses worldwide due to heat stress related productivity drop. Heat stress is defined as the heat over what the body can withstand without experiencing functional harm. It typically happens in conditions of a high humidity and temperatures above 35 degrees Celsius. Workplace heat poses a health risk to employees since it limits their physical abilities, capacity for work, and productivity. Heat stroke, which may be fatal, may result in extreme circumstances. Health issues could reduce the productivity and force people to leave locations that are more vulnerable to climate risk. Indian industry and agriculture are particularly prone to decreases in labor productivity brought on by heat-related stress, combined with the construction activities. Fourth one, substantial impact on a low-income group of people. The ability to adapt to India varies by state, geography, and socio-economic status. Low-income families are especially prone to financial losses brought on by climate change since they are directly touched by rising cereal cost and falling agricultural wages. Therefore, for the welfare of individuals with fewer resources, coping with the climate change may lead to budget constraints and a slow economic progress. Let's understand the impact on the service industry. Climate policy holds the key to reducing disaster risk and protecting people and the environment. A comprehensive climate action plan based on growing public and political will involves three major dimensions: design, implementation, and ongoing evaluation to determine what works and what does not. The strategic action plan addresses both mitigation, cutting CO2 emissions, and adaptation, learning to adjust while seeking climate resilient economic development. Thanks for watching OTT India.